This is ANN News Brief.
It's an experience Lagos has not had since the 1980s, a total shutdown of the city. But now Nigeria's commercial nerve center, along with the country's political capital, Abuja, are both experiencing a total lockdown today as part of federal government's effort to curb the spread of the novel coronavirus. President Muhammadu Buhari announced a lockdown order in a television address to the nation on Sunday for Lagos, Ogun, and Abuja. Lagos, along with Abuja, have shut down normal activities as of 11 p.m. local time last night and will last for 14 days. The streets of Lagos were eerily quiet this morning as ANN went around to assess compliance to the order. In preparation for this lockdown, many Lagosians and residents of the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja had stormed the grocery stores and malls to scoop up all they could to ensure adequate food supply during the lockdown. Nigeria now has more than 100 confirmed cases of the virus so far, and authorities are putting measures in place to ensure this does not get out of hand. Just like in Nigeria, Zimbabwe also began a 21-day lockdown on Monday to slow down the spread of the coronavirus. Although the government's move was embraced by citizens and the business community, some concerns have been tabled for the government to address. Some say even with the low infection numbers, it is still possible for the virus to spread wider among the communities. They also said an ideal condition for more infections would be created during the upcoming winter. President Emerson Mnangagwa said on television on Monday there is need to take decisive measures now against the pandemic. Zimbabwe's police force, including riot police, were out in full force on Tuesday, patrolling the streets and stopping vehicles and people to ensure compliance. Zimbabwe has only 9 confirmed cases of the virus and only 1 death. The government says asking people to stay in the homes for the next 3 weeks is a move aimed at keeping down the numbers. Meanwhile, hundreds of healthcare professionals in Zimbabwe are refusing to work because they say they don't have the personal protective equipment needed to protect themselves against catching coronavirus. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Cameroon is quite serious about measures put in place to curb the spread of the deadly coronavirus. So serious it has begun arresting offenders who violate the restrictions. The country has 139 cases of infections, and police are sealing shops that have more persons than the social distancing guidelines dictate. They are also impounding vehicles that carry more passengers than the restrictions allow. Reports say more than 50 prostitutes have been arrested for sneaking into hotels used to isolate suspected cases. More than 500 citizens and 17 foreigners have been isolated in Cameroon in an attempt to stop the spread of the coronavirus. They all flew into the country 2 weeks ago before the government closed the borders and suspended issuance of visas until further notice. Cameroon confirmed its first COVID-19 case early last month. It has now increased to 139 with 6 deaths reported. That is ANN News Brief at 11. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.